Yo, what's up? What's happening? Welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your boy IFBB PRO Matt Butale, and today we're going to be talking about SARMs and steroids, and we're going to be breaking down the opinion behind it, the sort of thinking game that you're going to play with yourself if you are deciding, that you want to hop on one of these compounds, one of these things. I'm going to be giving you my personal, we'll say, angle on it. No, I haven't taken SARMs or steroids, but you're going to understand why I'm talking about the fact that I haven't done it. Okay, so if this is something that you've ever considered, I want you to pay attention. Okay, I want you to pay attention. I want you to give me your undivided attention. And I just want you to focus on what I have to say. Again, I am not a doctor. I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. And right now, at least, I'm not your coach. But I am a professional bodybuilder and I am natural. Okay, so I'm going to be giving you my angle on this, I guess, kind of like a, we'll say, taboo topic, but it's for the better. All right. So if you're one person, somebody, guy or girl, doesn't matter what you are, that's considering taking gear, whether it's taking SARMs or taking steroids, tune into this because this might be a part of your thinking process. And I hope that this episode influences you to make the right decision for you. Okay. So with that said, we'll be diving into today's podcast episode very shortly. I'm just going to remind you guys that you have the opportunity to ask questions, and I will be answering them as many as I can at the end of this episode. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I've got a meeting after this, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them now. Gabriel, what's good? Dalen, what's up? I see you. Good morning, bro. Um, TikTok, what's up? I see you people there. Cool. All right. So without wasting any time, we'll be diving into today's podcast episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yo, what's good, meatheads? Hope you're having an amazing day, and welcome to another episode of the Meathead on the Mic podcast. It's your returning champion, IFBB Pro, Matt Butale, and today I'm going to be coming at you with another topic. Today I'll be talking about and breaking down a major pet peeve of mine regarding fitness. And of course, as you can tell by the title, it's regarding, those special supplements, quote unquote, gear. All right. SARMs, steroids. We're going to be talking about that today. And if you're somebody that's, considering taking steroids, if you're somebody that's considering, using any sort of performance enhancing drug, even if it's not steroids and it's SARMs, then I would like for you to pay attention to this because this episode might influence you or become a part of the influence in your head when it comes to you deciding whether or not you do this thing. Okay, so let's break it down. And again, before we get into this, I want you to share this out to somebody, at least one person that you think could benefit from hearing this message today. If you know that someone, friend of yours, whoever it might be, fellow athlete, is considering hopping on steroids and getting, crossing over to the dark side, I want you to send this video to them. Okay, because I want to clear up your mind and give you, the perspective of an IFBB pro that is natural. Okay, because there are not a lot of guys like me in this position that are talking about this. Okay, I know a lot of people talk about this in general, but most of these people aren't even professional bodybuilders. If anything, they're amateurs at most, or just people that are going around taking gear. All right, so I'm going to be giving you an IFBB pro, a natural IFBB pro's perspective on gear, SARMs, steroids. Of course, I haven't taken them. I know people who take them. I've seen things that have happened, and we're going to be breaking that down in today's episode. All right, so we're going to start off kind of hot. It's going to be a call out, especially to young guys that like really, really want to hop on steroids or really don't care about the side effects or see life in like more of a short-sighted sort of POV. Okay, so we're going to start off hot. Okay, and I want to say this. It's very true. It's going to hurt your feelings, but it's fucking true because the truth hurts. Some of you guys and girls, I guess, anatomically speaking, this wouldn't be accurate, but some of you guys and some of you girls would sacrifice your fucking testicles for extra muscle, but don't even train balls to the wall. What does that mean? What does that fucking mean? That means some of you guys think, oh, if I take this thing, if I take that thing, I will finally get the results that I want. I will finally grow the muscle that I want in the time frame that I want, and I'll have the physique that I desire, okay, in a short time frame or as fast as I want it. All right. And you want that, and you think a compound or a supplement, quote unquote supplement, can do that for you, yet you haven't even optimized your training. You haven't even maximized your natural potential. You haven't even figured out what you're actually fucking capable of, yet you are happy to jump in front of the opportunity to put some exogenous chemical that you don't know how your body's going to react with in your body just for the sake of muscle. And that's the most ignorant, stupid, fucking like outrageous thing you can do. You're literally attempting suicide in slow motion for a perceived guaranteed result. Again, keyword perceived, because you can take the same amount as somebody else and not respond. And somebody can take half that amount and be a hyper responder. Okay? Like, you got to make sure your training is optimized. And not even that, but your nutrition as well, your rest and recovery as well. Like, everything already should be perfect before you even consider SARMs or steroids. Like, that's just the first thing we have to lay down here. Some of you guys would sacrifice your fucking testicles for extra muscle that isn't even guaranteed, but I can tell you health effects are, but don't even train balls to the wall. Make it make sense. Okay, like, I've seen way too many 16-year-old kids start their cycle before their balls even drop, and it's horrifying. Like, you're literally interrupting your fucking natural, hormone process, your puberty. You're stunting it, or you're destroying your fucking body's production of testosterone or whatever it is. Especially for if you're a woman as well. Like, if you're taking testosterone, if you're taking Anavar, because Anavar is the compound for women, you'll say, like, you are screwing with yourself. Sure, there aren't many side effects, quote unquote, but there is something you have to worry about. There is something that you're putting into your body that originally wasn't there, that you're just throwing in there so you can get this perceived result on that dosage. Because you're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor either, but you're definitely not a doctor, and you're playing with these fucking chemicals as if you know what the fuck you're doing, as if they don't have side effects. Okay, and I'm here to sober you up and wake you up to the fact that, like, you shouldn't be doing. Look, most of these people that are doing these things aren't even fucking athletes. Okay, and that sounds like a weird thing to say, but it's true. Most of the people that do these things aren't even athletes, and when I speak of that, I'm not talking about bodybuilders. I'm not talking about, you know, people that actually play sports. I'm talking about the average gym goer, which honestly, you guys might not even know the average gym goer is taking gear, because they look like shit anyway. And I'm not saying that to be an asshole, but it's true. And that's what I mean when I say, like, perceived outcome, because a lot of you people think, oh, I'm just going to pop this needle in or take this pill and I'll be good. And that's not the way it works. It's not that linear. There are so many people in this world that take gear and look like absolute melted dog shit, and you wouldn't even know it. And they're probably still weak. And I've trained around people like that. So I'm not even just dissing you or whatever. I've had friends like this, man. Like, I'm lifting more than them naturally, and they're on a fuck ton, and they're still like weak. Or not even weak, but they're not as strong as they perceive they might be. They're not as big as they perceive they might be. But no, they've got dick problems. They got back knee. They've got this. They've got that, and it's just it. You're waiting for something bad to happen. You're not a fucking doctor. Even if you, quote unquote, do have a doctor, and you're doing it the safe way, what the fuck are you doing it for? You're taking steroids so you can look good, dude. You can do that naturally, right? Like, you're not trying to go to the Olympia. You're not trying to become a professional bodybuilder, or a professional athlete. So what the fuck's the point? You understand? Like, what is the point? Because you're attempting suicide in slow motion. And if anything, I mean, you can justify it to yourself if you want to make a living off of it. But if you're doing it for shits and giggles because you want to look good and pull some girls, well, cool. You might pull some girls, but your dick won't work. Like, it's not worth it. If that's I'm going to say generally it's not worth it altogether. But if that is your prerogative, if that's like what you want out of like taking gear, like to look better and to like, I want to pull girls, or I want to be this guy, this, or TikTok, this, especially TikTok is running you guys up with that trend shit. Bro, wake up. You're fucking stupid. And you're going to shorten your life if you don't listen to this message. Okay? Like, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I love the curiosity and passion. And even though I'm a natural IFBB pro, I do understand that a lot of people can't do that naturally. Most people can't. And most people, if they had the opportunity, would have tried. But this is a very new thing. It's only been, in Canada at least, something you could do since 2018. Right? I've been competing since 2017. And, at that time, there wasn't really, I mean, there was a natural competition that you could go to earn your pro card, right? If you guys know Quint Beastwood, he did his in 2017 or 2016 in between there and turned pro naturally. Tony Koch, he turned pro naturally as well in 2018, right? At the very first Natural Canadas. And I was the third person to turn pro at that Natural Canada show in 2021, right? So, guys, it's not impossible to turn pro naturally, but I won't lie to you and sit here and say like it's a completely realistic for you to assume that you could do it, because you do need genetics and you do need a fucking feverish work ethic. You do need to be sharp as a knife with your nutrition, and you also need to consider your nutrition, your supplementation, and your rest, and having a coach, learning, being a student of the game. Which, again, as I said, don't get me wrong, I love the curiosity and passion with these young guys coming up, especially on TikTok, but they're kind of being steered in the wrong direction. That you know, gear or steroids or whatever it is the way to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing way too many guys and girls, take compounds and shit like that, and they look average at best. At best. Like, if we're speaking generally on general terms, they pretty much look like shit. And it's not even because they haven't even had the amount of time, even if they're older, haven't had the amount of time spent doing the hard fucking work in the kitchen, in the gym, so on and so forth. Most people don't look good on steroids. Okay. And if they don't look good on steroids, imagine how they look like after. And let's say you even make the gains. Okay. Let's say you make get the body that you want. The only way you can keep it is if you stay on a gear. So you're signing a fucking death contract, man. It's stupid as fuck. Like, I'm an IFBB pro and I turn pro naturally. And I'm going to keep saying this until you get it. All right. If you play baseball, if you run track or whatever it is, and you want to take this performance enhancing drug for the reason of just vanity, or like, you want to be the top performer, like, I would still even say that's kind of stupid, because nothing on this earth is worth sacrificing your actual life for, except your family. And even then, you shouldn't attempt suicide in that process. And in my eyes, taking gear and consistently relying on it to perform in a certain way or look a certain way is a form of slow suicide. It's just what it is. Like, you're not getting healthier as you do it. I mean, arguably, if you're, your 40s and up and your testosterone's dropped and you're using HRT prescribed by a doctor, not for physical enhancement reasons and so on and so forth, but for the fact that it actually is going to help you function better as you get older, and just, have your body work the way a man's body should work, that's up to you. That's up to your doctor. And then that's a completely different angle. That's like me talking shit on a cancer patient for taking steroids to actually be able to get healthy again. That's a completely different topic. I'm talking about vanity here, guys. I'm talking about, you want to be the best athlete, you want to be the most jacked, you want this, you want that, so you're going to take steroids. I'm not talking about the people that actually would need them in a medical scenario, because that's a different game. That's not even in this realm of conversation. Okay, so don't be misled by that. All right. Again, I love the curiosity and passion with the young guys. Okay, but what concerns me is when these young men come up to me and ask me like, "Yo, Matt, what should I take for the first cycle?" This happens to me all the time in the gym, everywhere, no matter what gym I go. And to you, I'm going to say, look, bro, like, does gear help you recover and grow muscle faster? The answer is yes. Okay, but will it make you better at eating like a bodybuilder? No. Will it make you better at training like a bodybuilder? No. Okay, so the fundamentals, it can't give you the fundamentals. It can't give you the basics. It can't give you what you actually need to build that physique that you want so desperately. It can't. And like, kids nowadays, not even just kids, just fucking, because kids are ignorant, right? And at least they're kids, so it's okay that they're ignorant and that they learn. But there are some fucking grown men, double my age, that want it all now and want it fast, which isn't the way to succeed in any venture. You guys know the story of the tortoise and the hare. I don't have to tell you. There's no such thing as anything good that comes quick. Okay? Unless you're having sex. But anyway, okay, moving forward, all right? We know the saying, good things don't come easy. All right? I've worked with men who've abused PEDs and regretted not mastering the basics before even experimenting, especially in their youth. And it's horrible, honestly, because I can see these people have so much fucking passion and they ruin themselves. Like, they got dick problems, they got back knee, they got this, they got that. They got to worry about their heart now. They have all these new issues popping up. They're scared to death. And scared to death they should be, because it's a slow suicide, especially if you don't know what the fuck you're doing. All right, take it from an IFBB pro who turned pro naturally. And I'm not the only one who's turned pro naturally. You can look around. And I'm not here saying that if you turn pro naturally, you're going to stay natural. I myself want to stay natural, but I've got friends that turn pro naturally that aren't natural anymore, right? So I want you to understand this. My message to any man, young man, old man, ladies, fuck, whoever you are and you're considering like taking this leap of health or leap of faith, slow suicide, or whatever you want to call it, this message is to you. Take your fucking time, slow down, master the basics, show up to the fucking gym at least 4 to 6 days a week, and don't even just show up, but when you train, train like your mother is being held at fucking gunpoint. Eat your meals like you're on death row awaiting execution. Do not fucking miss, because like if you can't even do that, what the fuck's the point of shortening your life for something you can't even fully commit to? You can't even commit to making that shit work. So why are you even taking the compound? Do you know what I mean? Like, eat your meals like you're on death row. Train like you can see your mom there, and they have the fucking loaded 12 gauge at her fucking forehead. Like, you better fucking be training, man. This is not a game, and that's even if you decide to do it, which I still wouldn't recommend you do, because you don't really need it. You just think you do to get to where you need to go, but that's just not the truth. Okay. Once you can do that for 3, 4, 5, or more years, you'll understand exactly what I was talking about. Again, guys, I've helped people that, men, specifically men in their 30s, early to mid 30s, and even late 30s, correct themselves, at least try to do as much damage control as possible because they abuse gear in their earlier age. And they did shave years off of the end of their life. There's nothing they could do about it now but do damage control. And it sucks. And if you haven't taken gear, and you're young or you're older, it doesn't matter. You're a guy, you're a girl. Listen to this fucking message. Don't be on TikTok and like, oh, trying this. Oh, like this person looks great. And it's not going to fucking help you. And I'm telling you this as somebody that looked up to Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronnie Coleman, Lee Haney, Brian Buchanan, all these legends, Chris Bumstead, fuck, right? And I even considered it when I was younger, like, yo, if I want to be a bodybuilder, first of all, I was playing football and then I was doing wrestling. If I want to be a successful athlete, I got to take gear, is what I thought. And then I just didn't do it. And then ended up continuing the grind, getting sharp with my nutrition, getting more intense with my training, more intentional with my recovery, so on and so forth. And that ended up manifesting into me turning pro naturally at the age of 23. Okay. Look, all I want you to do, if you're not the one that's going to listen to me, that's cool. I'm not your mom, I'm not your dad, and I'm certainly not your fucking doctor. Okay? And it's literally your decision. Your body, your decision. I'm not here to, brainwash you, but what I am here to do is actually open up your eyes to the reality, because this is the reality. All right? And if you're listening to this message and I'm not speaking to you, that's fine. I don't take offense. Okay? As a matter of fact, thank you for supporting me. But if you listen to this and you don't want to listen to this, if you heard this advice and it doesn't apply to you, do at least your due diligence and send this message out to somebody that's younger than you, somebody that you think is less experienced than you, that knows less than you, so that you can really get them to think about this risk and if it's worth taking. Is this something worth doing? All right? You got to ask them. You got to make them question it. If you're already taking gear, it's your responsibility. All right? Protect the youth. Send this to somebody that you know needs to hear this message and who needs to understand that they can get leaner, stronger, and more aesthetic naturally. Just like I did for myself and just like I do for so many others. All right? That's it. That's all. If you like this episode, share it out with a friend. Thank you so much for your precious time and attention. Also, if you want to lose 25 pounds or gain some muscle and become a part of the Natural Nomad Academy with me, IFBB PRO Matt Butale, as your head coach, DM me and I'll see if it'll be a good fit. Again, I don't work with everybody, so make sure you're fucking serious before you reach out. Let's embrace your inner meathead together. It's been nice chatting. Hope you like what today's topic was about. IFBB Pro Matt Butale signing out. Boom. All right, people. Podcast episodes recorded. But look at some of the comments here real quickly, and then I got a dip. I only got 2 minutes on the line here because I've got a meeting. I've got a meeting in about 2 minutes, so be careful. I'm gonna be running off real quick. Oh, let's see how fast I can do this. If I don't get to your questions, I apologize. I really do apologize. Let's see here. So, Heather, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. She says half rep crew. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people are half rep crew. Uh, no, I say says, amen. Way to be. Tell him cutting corners hurts you most. Definitely, there's no money in it. Love this. I support this. I appreciate you. Easiest way to get dead balls, and then that body means nothing. Absolutely, especially when you're off and your body melts. I've never taken any roids, test trend, and I'm huge taking 8 years. Yep, let's go. So I'm talking about. Shout out to everybody that joined. Um, Keep it up, bro. Absolutely. Uh, the blind bodybuilder says, what did he say? I hate to say, but if social media makes our sport seem like a circus act to the general public, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a muscle pageant, so it is what it is, but the circus act part is like the people like attempting suicide, right? Gabriel, what's up, homie? I love you, dog. Good morning, bro. He says, have a nice day, bro. I hope you do as well. I hope you do as well. Let's see what we got here on TikTok before I run out. We got like a minute left. YouTube, we got some there. I'm gonna read them. I see you guys. Pat says, put in the work. Absolutely. Put in the work. Absolutely. Neil says, there's literally no point in taking them unless you're doing it professionally. And I'd say even then, like, it's a medical thing. You should use it for a medical reason. I'm a professional bodybuilder. I don't take them. But again, everyone has their own, idea. It's up to them, right? It's up to them. It's all up to them. All right. So let's see here. My 15-year-old friend is on trend. Send this episode to him. It's Meathead on the Mic podcast. Okay. MEATHEADONTHEMIC. Meathead on the Mic podcast is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Neil, send this podcast episode to him so that he can clear his mind and actually realize what he's getting himself into before he's too far gone. Because I know the Trend Twins and all this content is like confusing these fucking kids. All right, Michael, what's up? Good morning. He says, do you do cross fitness? No, I don't. I appreciate you for tuning in. Wallen says, hi, bro. I appreciate you, homie. Thanks for tuning in. Charles Gordon says, what do you eat? I eat a bunch of shit. Honestly, if you really want to see that, go search Matt Butale on Google, and you can check out my YouTube, or you can check out my Instagram page because I talk about it there. Ashley, what's good? Let's see here. Gino Gaines says, passion. Awesome. Jammer says, my 15-year-old friend is on trend. Dude, send this to your friend and make sure that he actually gets right, okay? Because he's really fucking young. He's still not done puberty, all right? So Gino says, Lord have mercy, that's madness. He says, for real, he's been saying it since he was 13. He was always saying how he wanted to be on trend and stuff, and now he's doing it. Dude, that's fucking dangerous. At 15 years old, his balls hasn't even dropped yet. Probably doesn't even have pubic hair. That's not even good, man. He's probably going to damage himself for the long run. By the time he's 20, he's going to regret ever doing that, right? And again, I turned pro naturally at 23. Not everybody can do it, but that just shows the threshold of like what most people at least can do naturally. You can still really impress yourself naturally, right? If you can't turn pro, you will impress yourself at the very least. I can guarantee that, right? Gino says, too many lives have been taken in pro bodybuilding. Absolutely. And other pro sports. All right, guys and girls, that's it. That's all. I got to wrap it up. I got the meeting. Peace. Hello.